Right. So we'll start with Quora. Yes, I was talking about this session. So this session we're going to make very interactive. We will not be talking about, or rather we'll not take any set procedure or any set form of content over here. We'll talk about each platform in detail while we are looking at it, and let's explore them together. Okay. Let's start from Quora. I'm sure we're all aware about what Quora is. It is essentially a social media platform which is in a question answer format, and hence the name Quora. So this is imperatively in question answer format. Now, why Quora came into existence is pretty interesting. People, the founders of Quora, actually noticed that most of the interaction that happens on other social media like Facebook has been in the form of, and particularly in communities, has been in the form of question and answers. So they decided that, why not have a dedicated platform which essentially answers this need. Okay, so people can post their questions no matter which field, which area, which domain it is for, and along with it and around that, people who are more expert or perhaps people who have answers to those questions can answer, and hence Quora came into existence. Now, one thing that is very interesting about Quora is that it's got a lot of topics. Okay, you can find questions and their answers for a range of topics, and that actually makes Quora very interesting from a social media marketer's perspective, because if your questions, or rather if your content in the form of answers is available on Quora, it is very it's quite likely that it will be shared across your Google page. So it helps a lot in your SEO. And that is why Quora is of real interest to most of the digital marketers. Okay. Now, Quora allows you to have a personal account and a business account, of course. If you want to use a business account, for using a business account, you have to, sorry, I got it the other way around. In order to create paid advertising or paid marketing through Quora, you need to have a business account. You can create ads and you can create paid marketing campaigns even through your personal account, but the functionalities will be limited. Particularly in the form of analytics on Quora, they will definitely be very limited. So it's better to have a business account and then go about creating your sponsored ads or your paid advertising across Quora. However, having said that, what I would recommend is that for Quora, you should definitely build up your audience and build up your content first. Okay, so your content is very important. Unless you have hordes and hordes of content on Quora, don't try to go in for paid marketing, because you won't really get those many desirable results. So it's better to, hi Lavanya, welcome. We have just started the session, and just a quick recap. I mentioned that since we will be talking about relatively unconventional social media platforms in this session, we will be going ahead with Quora, Twitter, Medium, and Reddit over here. We have just begun with Quora. So I was mentioning that Quora has question answer format. You can even create paid campaigns with Quora, but for paid campaigns, it's better that you have a business account with it. And what we were just discussing was that with Quora, it's better to have a lot of content first. Okay. Now, when I say content means both in terms of questions and answers if you have a personal account. If you have a business account, then in terms of answers which feature you. Okay, a lot of companies, a lot of businesses also indulge in hiring content writers, especially to write Quora answers. Okay, so that is the level of popularity that Quora has amongst digital marketers, and that is the kind of benefit actually that you can derive from here. So this is what Quora is like. As you can see on my screen, this is a dummy account that we have for Ideas Pro Learning. We're going to use this account. As you can see, we have set up an account, but it is not really, we've really not set it up thoroughly. So as you keep creating these, you keep accepting, or rather you keep checking these boxes, you will be able to upscale your Quora valuation, okay, or rather your Quora membership value will increase accordingly. So as you can see now, again, another thing that you should know about Quora is that it is highly AI empowered. Okay, Quora is highly AI engineered. So it will give you very dedicated kind of content. It will show you very dedicated content along your interest only. It will show you questions. It will give you notifications where with the kind of content that you involve or you indulge in, it will show you those kind of questions and those kind of content only. Now, this you should also remember when you are using it from a marketer's perspective, because now you have to come on to the other side of the road. Okay, now just think that Quora has got a lot of, or is very, is very robust as far as its AI engine is concerned. So what would your particular user, if you remember our last class, we had talked about buyer persona. Okay, so according to your buyer persona, what kind of questions, what kind of content would your buyers, would your users be interested in? So you have to create content, you have to create answers, or you have to look for questions which basically will answer the questions that your buyers are most likely to, or your users are most likely to ask. So that is what you should remember when you're using Quora as your social media platform for upping your brand equation. Communities or groups in Quora. So what we have as groups in LinkedIn or Facebook is known as space in Quora. This is where you find it. Spaces are nothing but groups of people who are interested in a similar topic. Now, again, the AI engine being pretty robust as it is, doesn't allow you to draft questions or answers which are not related to that space. Okay, so you can see there are many spaces, although till now in India, you don't see the kind of engagement in Quora space, although it's picking up pretty fast, but till now it is really not that high, as you can see in some of the ultra engaged groups on Facebook. So it's not that high, but yes, Quora spaces are fast picking up. Okay, so you can see there is Quora space for CBSE students, GMAT preparation, PhD abroad. Similarly, you have Quora spaces for lots and lots of things. Okay, so for example, I am interested in Hollywood celebrities. Okay, now that's pretty. Why I'm choosing such a different keyword is because I just want to show you that Quora doesn't show you so much of content that it already has if it does not fit into your interest, okay, or your kind of content that you would have engaged in. So let's see what all do we get. Now here are the questions. See, now you can see by type, you can check the content around your keyword by question, answers, posts, profiles, topics, and spaces. Okay, even by author. So if there's a particular author that you follow, you can look through author also by time. So you can just, get a hang about the kind of, the kind of content control Quora has over its platform. Difference between answers and posts is here. Quora actually allows you to post normal post, pretty normal, like you normally post in your social media platform. It allows you to ask a question, and it also used to allow you to write a blog or write an article as well. However, I don't think it's doing anything like that now. So over here, as you can see, hold on. This is a post. This is a paid ad. You can see the sponsored thing over here. This is a paid ad This is a popular writer on Quora. So it will show you something about everything. Okay, and then there are the spaces. So posts are normal posts. Now you don't really get to blog over here. Earlier they did have blogging section as well. Now messages, you can send out DMs to people that you follow. Like if I decide to follow Vineet Kumar, I can send a message to him. So a DM sort of a thing. You can create ad. You can check the statistics of your content already there. You can bookmark your content, or you can keep it in the draft mode as well. If we just look at our content over here, so these are some of the dummy answers that we had prepared earlier. As you can see, this was set up in 2021 only. So you can check from questions asked, questions followed, and then you can check out from the topic as well. Okay. Right, so here we can see our follower list or our following list. These are the spaces that we may like. Once we are into spaces, we can check out if there are any spaces or any particular influencer of that space that we'd like to follow. As far as followee relationship is concerned, it is much like Instagram only. The more you follow, the more people will follow you, and so on. So works that way. Let's quickly look at one of the spaces, how it looks like. Okay, let's take up e-learning space. So we are following e-learning space. There are other spaces related to e-learning topic. In e-learning, within e-learning, you will see different posts, you will see different questions and answers to them. You will also see certain sponsored posts. Any question? Please feel free to unmute yourself and put it forth. There are related topics also. You can subscribe to any of these topics. Topics are like hashtags. So you can subscribe to these hashtags as well. They will be again related to your topic of interest or your content of interest. Quora has a very distinct readership, and that is what makes it very popular amongst digital marketers. One is its ease of appearing in the search results, and the other is very dedicated kind of readership that Quora commands. So it's quite a popular platform amongst digital marketers, and it is quite likely to give you good amount of traffic. But of course, the basic tenets remain the same. Consistency of creating content. Creating content in Quora can only be in the form of answers. You can involve pictures over here now. As you can see, some of the pictures are there, but video format is still not allowed. Okay, so consistency definitely. You have to identify with the audience that is over there, okay, who's out there reading your answers, and also upvoting, or you have an option to upvote here. So this is an upvote, this is a downvote. So if you don't like the answer, you can downvote it as well. This is like share, and then the comments. So this works more or less like every other social media platform. All the likes, all the upvotes and downvotes are counted, and they go about creating your your Quora value. So the higher the upvotes your content enjoys, higher your value as a Quora member becomes. So this is it about Quora that is pretty basic that you can understand in this session. Very interesting platform. Do involve in it, especially if you want to create your own brand, or if you want to build a brand, if you're working as a digital marketer or you aspire to become a digital marketer. Quora is coming up. It's quite popular already, but it's still coming up amongst the masses. So, and you have every kind of topic over there. So you will definitely enjoy a very good readership and a very good digital presence on Quora. So definitely give it a thought and try to set up a profile. Let's move on to Twitter now. Twitter is a very, I like to call it a very chatkaredar kind of a platform. It's got all masala. It's like a Bollywood movie. Okay, it's got celebrities, it's got government office, it's got um, every kind of interesting person out there on itself. And yes, Twitter is very popular. It is a microblogging site, as you already know. Although the limitation on number of characters that it had earlier, so earlier you could only tweet in 140 characters. That's no longer there. So now you can write longer descriptions and longer posts as well. But still, it's better to write as short as possible. Type of content that is very popular on Twitter are memes, GIFs, and entertaining kind of content. Having said that, it doesn't mean that it doesn't support serious content as well. It does. And Twitter actually, interestingly, is the most popular platform which is used for seeking help, whether it's any kind of natural calamity, whether it is any kind of problem that an individual may get into. It's known for, Twitter is very responsive that ways. It's pretty easy to tag people, to send out a personal message to them. And so it's quite popular in order to, as a problem resolution center as well, which I'm sure founders of Twitter had never imagined. But well, here it is. So Twitter is very popular. It's very popular in India. It's very popular in our Asian counterparts as well as in Europe. So in fact, Twitter is the one that is responsible for increasing the hashtag culture as well. So you can, you can very well imagine that, of course, the most important feature of a Twitter content is a hashtag here. Having said that, it doesn't really work in Instagram format. You can't stuff your content with a lot of hashtags. Choose 2 or 3 relevant hashtags and that should do your stuff. Unless you want to tag some other people out there as well. So this is what your Twitter screen is like. Mine is in dark mode. You can have it in the day mode or in white mode as well. So this is what typically Twitter screen looks like. You will see, so here is your post section where you post. You can post along with a picture, along with any media, video or GIF or meme. So GIF is here, video or a picture or a screenshot, anything. Here you can see your post and here you can see your poll. You can include emojis over here. And if you want to schedule your post, now this is a very unique feature that Twitter offers to individual accounts as well. So normally you don't find schedule option in Facebook or Instagram or LinkedIn for that matter. Facebook gives scheduling a post option to business accounts, not to individual accounts, but Twitter gives it to everyone for that matter. So you can schedule your tweet as well. Okay, you can explore the hashtags from here. You can check out the hashtags that the accounts that you can follow. You can check out topics that you can follow. Again, Twitter's AI engine is also pretty robust, so you will see topics of your interest only. Okay. Even on Twitter, you can do paid promotions, but it's as of now, as on date, it is one of the most expensive mediums of paid promotions. So you don't see a lot of paid promotions. Organic content works best in Twitter. Okay, you can see a lot of trending content out here. One of the ways you can build up your follower base on Twitter is to comment on trending content. So you can see trending from here. This is all your trending content that you can see. Whatever is trending, the hashtags that are trending in Twitter, you can look for where you can fit your kind of content in, and you can start retweeting with your opinion. You can start with tweeting this content as well. Yeah, that's our, thank you, Priyanka. That's our Twitter handle. It's twitter.com/IrisPro, or you can simply look at, look for @IrisPro and you will be able to follow us. So we are also pretty regular on Twitter. So that's one of the ways you can do your stuff. Topics that are of interest, you can see over here. You can Like, yeah, I may like to decide venture capital. You can, so I've just started following it. So now what it will do is it will show me trending content in venture capital as well. Okay, so here now see, this is also a very personalized section. It shows these topics only. Depending on the kind of content that you involve in, it will show you your kind of topics as well. Okay, you can bookmark certain tweets as well. A lot of people use this bookmarking of tweets, particularly when they're scared that it may be deleted or they want to retweet it, albeit a few days later, and that ways. So you can bookmark tweets as well. You can send out DMs from here. You will be able to see your notifications from here. Now, Twitter doesn't have groups. Okay, Twitter doesn't have a community sort of a thing. What it has is lists. Now, why it has lists is because Twitter was essentially microblogging. Okay, so it sort of always took into consideration that people would want to indulge in discussions around topics. So it did not really encourage a lot of groupism around that. It doesn't start off with the communities or bringing people together, but what it said was that let's prepare list of topics and people can follow those topics. So what will happen over here now, this is also like group, it's like a group only, but it's got a different feel about it. So if I check out data science, okay, I can follow this group. It's got 27 members as of now, and it's got 266 followers. So you can definitely follow, but you can't become a member of this list. Only people that the owner of this list will invite can become members of this list. Okay, so unless you're a member, you cannot post in this list. You can only see the kind of content that is coming up. So lists are again a popular way by which marketers indulge their followers. Okay, so that's a good feature. In fact, just last year there was a lot of news that Twitter will probably give up on its list feature, but and bring in a community feature. But finally, Twitter decided against it, and they very well have the list feature intact. So we're back to our homepage. This is what my feed is like as of now. Now, content on Twitter is a little tricky. Even if you're dealing with selective and very serious subjects, unless it's a matter of life and death, create content, or rather your Twitter content should be very unique in the form that it should be entertaining and more entertaining from a graphical perspective. So a lot of content which is heavy on text or unlike Quora, now you will be able to see a stark dissimilarity between Quora and Twitter. Nor, in fact, less of text, more of graphics, more of interactive and entertaining graphics will do better on Twitter. Okay, rest of it mostly remains the same. The consistency of your post, the location, audience that you're appealing to, that definitely must be kept in mind. And then thereafter go about creating content. Okay, now over here, as you can see, CA Tires have promoted their handle. Let's quickly have a look at it. Okay, probably they've got a new brand ambassador and that's the reason it's promoted. Okay, this complete handle is promoted over here and not just a tweet. Otherwise, you can, so there are different ways you can promote. The paid promotions can be done for a simple tweet. It can be done for your handle, just this similar way you do it with any other social media. So you can check out the content created by them, pretty engaging and pretty nice kind of content they've made. If you'll go about seeing the other social media of C attires, you'll probably see that not a lot of content will be same across the platform. Okay, in fact, even the consistency, even the timing of posts may differ. Okay. So anything about Twitter that you would want to understand more? It's pretty interesting. You will find people reacting and retweeting your posts pretty often. It's a very engaging platform, very engaging. Okay, so it's again a very good idea to be on Twitter if you want to create a brand presence among this sort of an audience. Even if you want to create a personal brand, it's very good platform to be on. And start creating content around your specialty, around your subject matter, and you'll see a lot of engagement on Twitter is relatively easier to get. Any question, any discussion that you would want to do around this, around Twitter? Okay, I'm assuming I'm doing quite a good job. Let's come to Reddit, or let's do one thing. Let's go to Medium first. Lastly, we'll come to Reddit. Okay, now Medium is a blogging platform as such. Okay, Medium is a blogging platform, but it is different than any other blogging platform like WordPress or any other magazine sort of a blog, is because it doesn't have any filter. Okay, Aman says, can we include Discord? I don't think time will permit us to include Discord in this discussion, Aman. But yes, Discord is a very good a platform that you've just brought in, and that's just giving me so many ideas immediately. Discord is hugely popular, especially amongst the gamers, I think. And yes, you can have your own servers and a lot of stuff you can do over there. Let's plan something else on Discord soon. In between, let's quickly explore Medium and Reddit as well. So, okay, Medium doesn't have a filter. Okay, so in the sense that it doesn't control who can come onto the platform and post what, unless it violates their terms and conditions, or their privacy, or their rules, community rules as such. Okay, so it's pretty simple to create an account on Medium, to start blogging about your content or your kind of stuff on Medium. Okay, but it is difficult to get engagement on Medium, for sure, because there is just so much of content on Medium that engagement comes a little difficult. Having said that, it is again a very good platform for from SEO perspective. Another good thing about Medium that you should notice is, so over here, as you can see, this is a 6-minute read. It is a 4-minute read, 5-minute read. Lesser the amount you are spending from your user's perspective, shorter the content you can create for them, best it works. Okay, so create very short snippet of content that you would want to engage your audience in, and it's the chances of it taking off are definitely higher. You can choose a paid version as well, and then your content will automatically start coming up, and you'll get better engagement. Medium can be directly connected to Twitter, so you can whatever you're posting on Medium, you can share on Twitter. So it's like Facebook and Instagram that way. In terms of topics to follow, it's much like Quora. You can decide on topics that you want to follow. So for example, I decide to follow data science. Okay, sorry. Oops, okay. These are all the topics that I can choose from. And when you will be writing content, you will be able to see how many people have actually subscribed to these topics as well. Okay. And as you can see over here, there's just so many, so much of stuff that you can choose from. Culture, equality, health. You can even create these categories. So it's quite possible that you want to create content which is very novel. So you can simply create your own category as well. Industry wise. Okay. Let's just see one of these sections. So here you have all the content that has been created in this category. This particular article is a 4-minute read. So we can just click on it and start reading this article. So as you can see, it's a text heavy kind of a platform. So your users, or rather your readers over here, will be people who typically spend time in reading on internet. Okay, so less of graphics, more of textual content, but shorter the content, better it works. You can choose any topic and you can start writing on it. You can cross promote your Medium articles as well. Just like any other blogging platform, you can cross promote your Medium articles across your Facebook page or your Insta handle, and you can start getting views from there. In fact, that's something that you will have to indulge in. Okay, Medium again is a good platform from SEO perspective, as you can figure out, because it's quite text heavy, so it's easier to include keywords over here, and it can easily feature you. Now, Medium again is a very popular blogging platform. However, not a lot of people still are using Medium to write. Okay, but yes, people are really using Medium to read. So that's a very good leeway, leverage that you can have over here in order to make your content more interesting and in order to drive a lot of traffic to your web presence. Okay, so this is what Medium is. Okay. Aman, for Aman, this is a new platform and he's liking it. I'm really happy, Aman. It gives you very good window both as a digital marketer and or as a as a personal brand growing. Just a quick word of caution over here. Initially, when you start writing, first 10-15 articles, you won't really see a lot of viewership. But after you cross that number, you will be able to develop a lot of viewership. You'll be slowly developing your viewership. So consistency is quite the key over here. Just don't get demotivated. Keep writing, write short snippets and keep promoting them on your personal platforms or on your business platforms, and gradually it will pick up. Okay, another thing on Medium, yes, what you should really keep in mind is promotion on Medium should be pretty subconscious in the sense that, media you should write in order to educate your readers or in order to give them something new, in order to give them something interesting, something developmental. Don't promote business blatantly or don't promote your business outrightly over here. Your articles can face rejection. Okay, because for business accounts you'll have to upgrade and then you can definitely go about writing promotional articles and all. But till the time you're just building up content, it's better to promote your services or your product in a more subconscious way, in a more subtle way. Okay, so that's something that you should keep in mind for Medium. It's pretty interesting as such, and especially when you connect to the topics that you follow. It again has a good AI engine. You will be given very regular and very apt notifications. Okay, so that's a very good thing about Medium as well. Most of the Medium readers are, so Medium readers are for that matter across the globe, but you will find them more in cities or towns that are more IT savvy, okay, or they have the population of people who are more involved in their online behavior. They are more likely to check Medium. Okay, Medium doesn't have any community sort of a feature as such. Your followers are your community, so it doesn't have a separate community feature as such. Okay, so let's move on to our next one. I'm quite determined to wrap it up in time this time. Now this is again very interesting. Reddit. Do you guys have a Reddit account? Have you tried exploring Reddit? You just write your answers in the chat box. I'll be able to see the message. Okay, Lavanya says no. All right. Reddit users are, oh, I missed that one. Okay, anyway, let's start off with Reddit. Reddit is a very popular social media platform in US for sure. So if you are involved in any kind of product or service that sells overseas, then you should definitely not give Reddit a miss. Okay, it's got a very active user community, very active user community out there. In India and in Asian counterparts in Asian countries as well, Reddit is quite popular, except China and Russia. No, Russia in fact is still there on Reddit, but I don't see a lot of Chinese content out there yet, if I'm correct, but I think I would just need to check that bit. Anyways, so as such, in India, you will find it very popular in Bangalore. So Bangalore has a very popular subreddit. Now, communities in Reddit are known as subreddits. So as you can see, r/Mumbai, this is a Mumbai subreddit or a Mumbai community. Reddit essentially thrives on community. Okay, it is a very community centric platform, and these communities are very active. Okay, so you have to be very you have to be very active, and you have to be very carefully active as well, because they are so active that they are even notorious for banning you from the community as well. So yes, so you have to be pretty sure about what you are putting out there on Reddit. Ensure that you read the community rules really well and you follow them while you're creating your content on Reddit. So there is an this is an Indian subreddit which is across India. These are city-wise subreddits. Then there are other communities on Reddit that are trending. You can see a promoted subreddit, which is streetwear. This is a promoted one. Okay, you have karma points over here. Okay, so karma points are like, the more content you contribute to Reddit, the more community wise engagement you have. Maybe you form a new community and you bring more people on Reddit, so your community, your karma points keep increasing. Similarly, if you are banned from any community, your karma points would decrease. So it's pretty interesting over here. Actually, they've quite gamified the whole thing, and very robust and very interesting platform to be a part of. If you are into games, as I can see, Aman is interested in. There are a lot of gaming subreddits as well, Aman. You can probably check them out. You'll like them. Okay, from serious business perspective, it makes a lot of sense to be present in Reddit as of now and keep creating content along your brand. However, again, blatant promotions over here are most likely to push you out of the community. So again, it should be at a very subconscious level. ensure that content that you put out there on Reddit is something that meets the community standards and at the same time is more educative in its approach than simply promoting your services. Okay, because the moment you get banned or anything like that, avoid getting banned. That's really bad thing on Reddit that can happen to you. You can create your post from here, whether or not you are a part of any subreddit. If you are a part of any subreddit, you can go to that subreddit and then create a post. Or if you want to just create a post on your personal wall, then you can do it from here. You can also create a community from here. Now this is a promoted post, as you can see. So paid promotions are also available. But since Reddit is not a very popular platform, so unless you're dealing with, maybe IT products, maybe. Okay, Aman says something interesting here. Many YouTube channels. Hold on, Aman, I will have to see your message window. Yeah. Many YouTube channels such as High Five Studios, Sidemen, and more are very active on Reddit. They put out memes, theories, invite user-generated content in series, etc. Very true. And Reddit actually is one of the most popular platforms in terms of user-generated content. So, a lot of people do contribute to Reddit pretty well. And see, that is why the communities are so active. And because there is a lot of user-generated content out there. Okay, so as you rightly said, a lot of YouTubers have they are pretty active on Reddit. So it's good to be on Reddit right now. It's growing. Okay, so even from a social media perspective, social media marketers perspective, it's really good to be over here right now because it's growing now. You're there on FB, you're there on Instagram, everyone's there. How do you leverage? So you leverage by using these platforms, and actually that was the intention of covering this workshop as well, that we can explore platforms which are not yet in that zone. So when you start building from here, by the time others will join in, you will already be a very popular community on Reddit. So it's good idea to be on Reddit right now, create content, but be very careful in creating content. Okay, so as Aman was pointing out, a lot of live streams, a lot of user generated content in that way is out there. So, and every type of content you'll find over here. Bangalore subreddit is one of the very popular subreddits. Okay, so you can now what all can you do? See over here, you can check out the popular content on Reddit. You will be able to see it across the globe, or you will be able to see across your location, and then you can also check it across your community as well. You can check out today's top growing communities. If you're interested in any of these, you can join them. What I would suggest from Reddit's perspective is that don't be members of too many communities. Okay, choose the ones, or even in the initial stage, even if you decide, while you're deciding which community do you really want to contribute to, join in and at least for a month observe the kind of content that is coming in. If it meets your interest, be there in that community. Otherwise, move on. Okay, but whatever 2 or 3 communities that you would choose, contribute exclusively in those communities, and that is how you will build up your karma points for Reddit, and at the same time you will also be building up a particular brand across Reddit users in that community. Okay. So that's where, or that's how you can check out the popular content. If you like any of this content, you want to contribute out there, and you can definitely give your opinion. Just ensure that you don't go against the community standard of that subreddit. Okay. Here you can check out everything that's going on. You can create, okay, that's just the templatized thing that's there. Okay, now here is everything. So if you just want to explore, this is like your explore button of Instagram. From here, you can shoot your live video, the DM button, notification, and create a post button. Okay, anything else about Reddit? There are a lot of communities, even non-technical communities, like health and fitness, and very active communities you'll find over there. Lifestyle, relationships, everything. So a lot of communities, you can check out the subreddits, or you can check out the communities of your interest, join them. And as I said, do try to observe, first of all, what kind of audience is there in that particular community, and then try to create content around the audience that is there, and you will get good feature. I mean, you'll definitely be featured well. Just ensure to keep your Reddit points, your karma points high. Once you lose that, there is no going back. And so on that note, I'm really happy I wrapped up in time, and we ended up discussing Quora, Twitter, Reddit, and Medium. Excellent platforms to be on right now. If you are interested in social media marketing, that's definitely something that you can offer to your clients, or your, even in your companies if you're working. That's definitely something extra that you can bring onto the table. Keep exploring these communities. Remember, the future of social media is towards community. So that is the reason, I always tell my students that social media, you have to go by CEC, in community, engagement, content. Keep going in this cycle. Just keep repeating the CEC every time that you create content, every time that you want to be on any of the platforms, and that's it. That's mostly it. uh, right now, if you go on to these platforms, it's pretty good because competition is less. You don't necessarily have to run expensive paid promotions in order to grab those eyeballs. So it's right time, be out there, start creating content over there in order to get noticed. Just a quick recap of everything. Quora, we said that it's based on question answers. Groups are called spaces. Content should be created according to the audience and according to the product or service, or according to the content that you are interested in. Twitter is pretty interesting. It's good to reach out to people. It's good to reach out to influencers. It's got very good engagement. So when you need engagement for your brand, you definitely go to Twitter. You maintain less text over here in terms of content, and more of graphical or more of entertaining, or more of engaging content in terms of graphics, or in terms of videos, memes, or GIFs. Those tend to do well. Reddit is the up and coming buddy of India. You've already got communities, strictly community centric platform. You have to ensure that you follow community standards and create content that is suitable to the community and that brings value to the table for community members. Okay, and then we did Medium, which is essentially a mini blogging kind of a platform. Very good platform to get you featured on that coveted Google page, and also very good platform to share your opinion across. Works very well in tandem with Twitter, and it works very well in tandem with LinkedIn as well. A lot of people share their Medium articles on LinkedIn, and it gets them very good views. Okay, so these are this is a quick recap of all the platforms that we did. A quick recap that you should remember even in future.
This conference will now be recorded.
We will definitely plan a session along those lines. Okay, so I was quickly, moving on to stuff that you should keep in mind. even when you want to explore other social media platforms, there are a lot of them out there, depending on the geography, depending on the demographics of people that you want to involve in. Just remember CEC and follow that. Okay, community, engagement, and content. Follow this CEC and you will be able to master every platform out there. Apart from these three features that every social media platform thrives on, there is nothing else. Everything else is just technology, everything else is just user experience. So that you tend to learn as you keep exploring those platforms. What you need to understand is the kind of content that you should create, the kind of engagement that you want to build, and the kind of community that you want to form or be a part. Social media that you want to get into, whether it's Facebook, Instagram, whether it's Quora or it's Twitter, understand the format and make your content accordingly. Build up your content accordingly. So in today's session, when we covered Quora, Quora's format is question answers, Twitter's format is micro blogging, Medium is short blogging, Reddit is a quick info based platform. Okay, so quick info. Principles of these platforms that you should keep in mind are consistency of posting. You should definitely have a consistency, one a sort of one frequency that you should always maintain in order of posting. You should identify your audience and again curate content that involves them, okay, or that is able to appeal to them. And your promotions for your services or your product, as long as you're doing it organically, should be at a very good subconscious level. It should not be very in the face types. Okay, try to get yourself known in that space. Try to get yourself related, or rather try to get yourself recognized with that kind of community, and then you will be able to promote your product or service well. Otherwise, if you just put it out there in the face, it doesn't really work. Okay, so on that note, I will be wrapping up this session. We've recorded it. Just give us a few days to edit it well and put it up on YouTube for your reference so that you can just go back to it whenever you want. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed this session. We'll definitely plan something along the other lines. I have Discord in mind and the other suggestion that Aman made as well. We'll definitely keep you guys updated on that as well. I hope you enjoyed today's session. Please do not forget to give us reviews. Your feedback is most welcome. Even if you want to give us some suggestions in terms of improving our sessions, we are really, really looking forward to it. Thank you so much and hope to see you again in one of our sessions soon. Thank you and bye-bye. Thanks, Aman. Thank you, Lavanya. Thanks. Bye-bye.